Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So, as usual, nothing makes sense. We have a war, we have bad, well, inflation, should we rather say, than bad economic data. We've got interest rate hikes, and all of that should mean that we should be retracing to lower levels. But look what happened last week. We went on a tear, and that was pretty much a 5% move. So, I think for me at the moment, you just got to play what you see, forget about the noise right now. And what we're seeing is an attempt to reject the 155, which failed. We've got a bit of a weekly gap down. Those weekly gaps are always closed. And this level here, I'm just going to move it up a little bit. You can see support and resistance here. So that is pretty much where we closed. And it's a 50-minute level as well as an 8-hour level, so it's pretty much pretty strong level, 34,800. So you can see gentle move through the week, big pullback here with the noise, and then buyer stepping in, and then confusion, and then exhaustion bar to that level. So obviously, I would prefer a pullback onto structure, and the next bit of structure that we do have, I'm going to ignore that fractional and just come to the Brooks gap. They're very close. So that's kind of where we would look, and then a little bit further down, and then obviously further down even more. So if we just look at the 3-hour, there's let's just one more thing on the 8-hour. So oscillators are grouped to the upside. We are getting a bit of a crossover in the moving averages, but obviously they will need to cross the 155 as well. I still expect pullbacks on the higher time frames just to test it. Now, if you get to the 3-hour, you'll see these oscillators can stay like this in extended overbought or oversold territories for extremely long periods of time. And if you just look at the history of the US markets, the last 10 or so years, they can stay extremely overbought for extended periods of time, but oversold, it really stays there, that longer than sort of 2 months, 3 months. So you just keep that always in the back of your mind. Markets are designed to go up, not down. So, what we're looking for at the moment, we've got crossovers. We're looking for pullback onto structure for another opportunity to buy. This is the start of an uptrend on the 3-hour. If we start getting down to the hour, it's a clear, well-defined uptrend. You can see there, bad news. That was Thursday. Wednesday, sorry. So that was bad news. Buyers came in, look at the moving averages, and now we're just tracking the 33 at the moment, which is always a sign of a really strong uptrend. So I'm looking for 34,483, and then a little bit lower than that. You can see that swing high there. That is 34. This is called a 34,450. So that is the area we're looking for a pullback into, and then we're looking for an opportunity to buy. That's basically my move today, and then I'm looking for the gap. I'm looking for this level to be tested again, which is 34,800. Bear in mind that is now the weekly high. We closed on our high, so it's going to be a little bit of a resistance that'll form here, and you're probably well worth just watching the 15-minute during European Open and then during the US Open. So you can see on the 15-minute there's another cluster of support right over here, which may also hold up price, which is 34,586. So 34,586, and then the bigger area that I would much prefer is 34,450 area. So pull back into there. Buyer should start dipping in for another move up, at least to close a gap. I would take profit at the gap. Don't think I'd be holding on for anything higher than this, purely because if you look at the oscillators at the moment, I want to see a bit of a pullback. And technically, we are still in a downtrend. Okay, so I'd expect another attempt at this, but you know how it goes. Look at how many attempts you had there. So you have a couple of attempts there, and then you're either going to succeed or fail. It's very rare that it just shoots through structure like that. So pull back down to this area, and then another move up, and then you should be watching it on the 50-minute, to be honest. And you look for anywhere where it's going to, the gap is definitely something that's going to pay attention to. So that may, if we can get above it and close above this trend line today, that would start indicating we need to start looking for longer term longs at the moment. But yeah, as I said earlier last week, I'm already in on some long-term longs on my long-term portfolio, sort of liquidated in early January, and we are now sort of putting that money back into the market at the moment. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. It can flip either way still, so just be cautious. We needed to get a little bit higher than where we are now, and we need all the moving averages to cross over on the 8 hour before I'm convinced that the trend has broken. Anyway, that's it for me this morning. Hope it helps, and we will catch you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.